So today we're going to start a new sketchbook assignment, and before you get started I want you to gather a couple of materials. So the first thing we're going to do is create a collage, and that's what today's video is going to show you how to do. And that collage is going to be made up using text from found books. So some of the old books from our collage materials, you're going to find a couple of pages and just rip a few out to have ready to go. There's a cat. And what I want you to do is just tear several different pages out from different books. I like to have different, maybe slightly different colors, different fonts, different structures. I even also found some interesting like strips of old music papers cut up. We're going to end up using these different pages to create a background collage that will show through very subtly in the last layer of this assignment that we're going to be making. So you just want to have a little small collection of scrap pages ready to work with. The next thing that you're going to need is a paint palette and an inexpensive paintbrush and some very inexpensive Elmer's school glue. And what I want you to do, this is going to be a little messy, but I just recommend pouring out a little dollop of that glue onto your palette. And then the other thing that I recommend you have are some newspapers to help protect the other pages in your sketchbook. So in your sketchbook, what you're going to do is flip to your next blank 2-page spread that you have. And behind each page, I want you to slide one of the newspaper strips. That's going to help protect all of those extra pages from getting messy. And this part is really simple. All I'm going to do is take my glue and start spreading it around. And I kind of just work in one area at a time. Get a whole area coated really good. And then I'm going to take some of this paper and start tearing it into pretty large sections and pasting them down. Now I want to make sure that all of the page is glued, and I want to make sure that I have excess going off of the page. We're going to trim that extra off with scissors later, but I just want to make sure that that full page is covered. And then I'll add more glue in another area and just start building up and covering this entire 2-page spread. Now, if you realize you haven't gotten glue somewhere, no worries, just add a little bit more underneath the section that you're painting. And for this, it's okay even if you have glue on top. That's not going to affect our final product. You just want to make sure that everything is sealed down really, really well. And if you start layering pages on top of another one, again, just add glue below. And make sure that it's completely sealed down. And I'm going to continue that until I have this whole piece of paper filled. And so now that I have the entire 2-page spread filled up, I'm going to very gently peel away the newspaper. It's possibly gotten glued, so just kind of be real gentle with it and peel that away. And then I want to leave this sketchbook out to dry until the end of class, at least, maybe overnight, so that way I don't close it and have all of this glue stick together. So this is what it looks like. I've got very rough edges. I have paper going off all the way around on all 4 sides. I'm going to trim that off later once everything is completely dry. In the meantime, I'm going to go over to the sink while that's drying and wash my paintbrush really good with warm water and brush cleaner. And then your palettes If they have extra glue on there, if there's a bunch left, you can put that back in the bottle and just scoop that up with your paintbrush back into the bottle. But if not, it's okay for that to dry on your palettes. What I would do is just take all of your palettes and crisscross stack them this way. That way they can all dry out and they won't get glue on the bottom of the next tray sitting on top of it. And then once this is dry, tomorrow we'll be ready to start adding some paint and some color and some other really fun layers to this piece.